uh, I started to kind of, this feeling came over me, and next thing I was throwing pencils into the ceiling, and all the girls started to kind of notice and get very nervous. And there's something about one person not looking at them, what do they know that I don't know?
Yeah, exactly. Like you're better prepared or
something, like I have like the inside track. So.
Braves rule for success. Realize life is a gamble and you have terrible odds. Everyone has big dreams for themselves. Everyone. We all want to be rich and famous. But these things require more than the desire to obtain. They require skill and talent, genius ideas, charisma, beauty, privilege, intelligence, being in the right place at the right time, luck. I cannot tell you how many people I've met who have said they want to be rich, but they do not have even one idea how to make big money. Or what about the person who thinks she could easily do what Julia Roberts does, but doesn't have that big Hollywood smile or any experience in acting? Guess what? Hollywood is traditionally a place for the very gorgeous. And though a few fat and funny people break in, they break in for their talent and charisma. Guess what? If you do not have a single business proposal in mind when talking about becoming rich, you're just talking, and talk is cheap. You're likely going to be living paycheck to paycheck like the majority of us. You might have had positive and optimistic parents who told you you could do anything, grow up to be president or an astronaut. Well, they lied. They lied to you. You are limited to what you can do by your natural talents, looks, gender, social and economic situation. The world is racist and sexist, and these things do limit your opportunities and make you very vulnerable and likely to become a statistic. Like if you're a woman, you will likely hashtag me too. And if you are a black male, your odds of seeing the inside of a jail in America are very, very high. I'm not trying to paint a bleak picture of reality. I'm just trying to acknowledge certain realities about life that might make it easier to navigate. See, if you can realize your odds are not very good, but life is a gamble, maybe you can at least make an informed decision about which game to gamble on at the casino. The slots might be your thing. Blackjack might be your thing. Russian roulette might be your thing. But you see, we all don't have the same cards to play. Life is a gamble. You have to play your best hand. The truth is, the odds are never in your favor. But if you can accept that maybe you can practice your poker face and realize to be a skilled gambler requires risk, assessment, and skill like everything else, gambling is not about luck. It's about playing to begin with, and you are playing a game designed for you to lose, but set up in a way to make you feel like you might win. Now you have systematic and societal limitations placed on you in all countries, but of course, freedom is greater and lesser in many countries. There are many countries where you have a good chance for economic success as a woman. There are many countries you had no real chance if you were born a woman for economic success, no matter what you did or how you molded yourself. We're limited by the country, city, and family we were born into, and we are limited by our own genetics and IQ. Some people are just not smart enough to become doctors, and trust me, you would not want them operating on you. Some people are just not athletic enough to become basketball players. Some people are just not beautiful enough to become models, and the list goes on. Some people will likely die at the mercy of the harsh conditions they were born into, and though they are good people in the world who care, you will probably never be on their radar. So, no, my friend, Julia Roberts is not just going to step foot off the red carpet and come give you a helping hand in life. You see, successful people usually deserve their success. We just think it's unfair because life isn't fair. The first step you can take towards making progress in your life is be realistic about your expectations. Don't let your ego give you delusions of grandeur, and be honest about your prospects of becoming famous in New York or LA before running off to become rich and famous, because this is how a lot of people become homeless in these cities. Honestly, just the other week, I saw a 16-year-old girl talking about running off to New York and starting a music career. And there was this whole audience of delusional people telling her to do it and follow her heart and her dreams. These were the facts. The girl was below average in looks, she had no charisma, and she certainly did not have the confidence and talent necessary for a place like New York. Following her heart would have probably landed her in sex trafficking ring due to the reality of survival and paying rent, and the girl's naivety would have left her vulnerable to predators in New York. Not to mention, she is just not a star or that talented. The harsh reality is you are likely average and not significant, so you likely should downsize your dreams. The first step to being successful in life is you have to assess situations and yourself realistically. If you are not sure what you are capable of, assume you are average at best. If you have a burning desire in your soul to do something, nobody is stopping you either. Take the gamble. Just know you had an incredibly high chance of losing anyway if it did not work out. But hey, a very few people do walk away with millions. There are games where your odds are 50-50, 110, and 1 in a million. In most cases, you should take the safer bet because you are likely very average and life already has a lot of risk involved. People who tell you to follow your